Good evening, everyone. I had a few thoughts I wanted to share with you all today, so please sit back and relax and enjoy. Karl Marx's The Communist Manifesto outlined his view of the inevitable future. He held the belief that capitalists exploit their workers and steal the fruits of their labor. This is despite workers receiving payment, the capitalists footing the bill for expensive machinery, and the employees entering a voluntary agreement with their employers. He postulated that the proletariat, upon awakening to the supposed reality of their exploitation, would overthrow the bourgeoisie. When this never happened, the Marxists believed they needed to trigger the revolution themselves by encouraging class warfare in the hopes that it would destabilize society. The revolution never came to the West, and America in particular. To quote Ronald Wright's A Short History of Progress, socialism never took root in America because the poor see themselves not as an exploited proletariat, but as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. The Frankfurt School of Social Theory, a Marxist group, which, at the time, had set up shop in Columbia University, had come to the conclusion that class conflicts were not enough to trigger their desired uprising. A new plan of attack was needed. The members of the Frankfurt School branched out, finding new ways to divide people. Modern feminism has been influenced by this Marxist ideology and has created a toxic us versus them way of thinking. Just like the early Marxists blamed the bourgeois capitalists for all their ails, the third wave feminist blames the patriarchy for all that is evil. Marxist feminism discourages monogamous relationships and marriages, breaking down the familial institution. The family, being the most basic unit of society, is a vital ingredient to the stability of a civilization. Decreasing marriage rates and increases in rates of illegitimacy strongly correlate to increases in violent crime and multi-generational poverty. Racial divisions were amplified using Marxist thought, pitting blacks against whites, and this way of thinking has given rise to groups like the African People's Socialist Party USA. Believing themselves to be an oppressed class, groups like Black Lives Matter seek to rid neighborhoods of police forces. The lack of security forces within these areas discourages economic investment and the breakdown of neighborhoods and the creation of ghettos. The modern Marxist hides behind the quest for equality and creates a facade that they are the liberators of the oppressed from their oppressors. They lead the unknowing away into the depths of indoctrination, like the Pied Piper, but their music is easily ignored for those willing to listen to dissenting opinions. As such, the Marxist regressives seek to penalize speech that does not support their views. They do this under the guise of protecting the vulnerable from hateful speech. What exactly constitutes hate speech is so arbitrary that it is effectively meaningless. Fortunately, there is a growing opposition movement. Advocates of free speech from both the left and the right have begun to speak out against regressive authoritarian ideologues. We will no longer be silenced. We are the advocates of liberty. We are the advocates of natural rights. We grow in number every day. You cannot silence us all. Your days of controlling the narrative are coming to an end.